All right, hello. Long time no see. Today we're going to be doing a unboxing of the Lado toys, Daisy Taurus action figure. This is the third figure in this series that Lado Toys has been making. They've all been kind of animal themed. The other two figures were, I don't remember what their names were, but they were more like animals in with human forms, like anthropomorphized animals. But this one was the first one that was like more human with just animal features. So this is kind of more my style of figure. I'm not really into the anthropomorphized animals. Not knocking it if you do like that. Just not my thing. All right, so I did buy this. Just came out. I paid around what $58 shipped for this, which is not bad. Not bad. Seems pretty good so far. I wasn't totally on board with the look of the figure when the photos first appeared, but we'll see. We'll see if my thoughts were unfounded or whether I would truly have the same issues that I'm seeing with the photos. All right, so let's get right to it. The box is not bad. I've seen worse boxes. Nice window showing the actual figure. Nice photos of the figure on the sides of the box. And a good overview of the figure and the contents on the back. And it is shrink wrapped, and there is a little warning sticker here in case you do have any breakage and you want to get a replacement. They want you to film yourself opening it so they can verify that it was broken right out of the box. I'm pretty sure that if you break it yourself, they're not going to replace it for you. But anyways, let's crack this open, shall we? I'm gonna take this off right here. And take off this plastic wrap first. I don't know if you guys are into this series of figures by Lado Toys. Not totally. This is my first figure I bought from them, so not sure what to expect. We'll see though. We'll see what happens. And I'll be opening it from the bottom. Don't want to bend it too much, but there we go. And then there we go. Interesting. Let's pull this out. Looks like there's a backdrop on this that I wasn't able to see. And it's interesting that it's pixel art. I guess it is kind of based on a fantasy world. I'm assuming it's like got RPG types of overtones. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Pixel art. Very nice pixel art of Daisy. I like that. Got her stats there. Species, Daisy, dairy cow. Dairy cow. ERA-004. Waitress version. Waitress version? Is there another version? Are they going to make another version? Who knows? Skills. Oh. She's got skills. Cleaning skills. Cooking skills. Healing. Oh, she's a healer. Guess that makes sense with the food. Oh, and it's in Chinese on the other side. Is this one card? Yeah, it's just one card, double-sided. But that's cool. I like that. I like that inclusion. Very nice. Anytime companies sort of add information about the lore of the character, I think is a good thing, because you don't always get that. And here's the instruction manual in Chinese and English. Let's see if there's anything we should be looking out for. Ponytail or her braids are posable. Looks like her skirt might be restricting some movement here. She does have holes in her feet for the stand. Folded arms. Inside the broom is her magic wand or rod. I'd call that a rod more. Cool. Contents. All right. Doesn't seem like there's anything crazy that we have to be on the lookout for. And then there's after sales service cards. So if you do have issues, I don't know if this will work if you are overseas or if it's just China only. It is all in. I don't know. There's some English here. Yeah, yeah. Who knows? I've never actually done a replacement part for any of these Chinese companies. Who knows? No tape on the trays. I'm always a fan of that. Only one tray. Let's take a look at the figure first, of course. She's looking pretty good so far. Let's get all this plastic off. And it's not like Figma where you can just tear it off. Let's take that off there. Put that back on. And, oops. Hello. That's... Okay, that's going to take... Alright, come back to that. Alright. Pretty easy to remove. These joints aren't too tight. I think they're a good tightness though. They're not loose. They're not loose, they're not too tight. Sometimes you try to pull them apart and you feel like you're going to break them, but I don't feel that way on this so far. Let's see, where is this guy? It's not around the legs, it's above the hips. So does that mean, this one I'm a little afraid of because I don't really know how this is constructed here. Maybe I should just tear this one off because it's like above the hips, it's at the waist, but below the skirt. The skirt is nice and soft, kind of like how Figma does their skirts, but even softer, I would say. Even a softer plastic. I'm just going to tear this away because I do not want to pull. I don't want to break this fig. I've broken too many figures this year. Oh my gosh. Okay, her arm is backwards. This arm is also backwards. There we go. Alrighty. Alright, let's get her head back on. So far it looks good. I had my reservations when I saw the photos, but so far I'm liking it. Alright. She's got looking kind of derpy right now, but she does have movable eyes, so we can fix that. How? I don't know. What's the tool to use? It's got a square pegs, square holes here. Where's the tool? Oh, there it is. There it is. Under the tray. They got me. Alright. Let's pull that away. Okay. Gosh. Tape. They could have just put this under the stand, I think. It would have been fine. I would have been fine with that. I don't know. Why do they like taping things to things? You can just put it... Yeah, this is hollow underneath. You can just put it underneath. Just put it underneath the thing next time. Alright. Let's make her not look so derpy here. Alright. Eyes aren't like... I've seen tighter eyes before. Not that they're super loose, but they do move very easily. Okay, that's fine. Now, let's get her head back on. I think it's going to be easier to put this back on without her face. So their neck joint is very much like Figma, how Figma does it. So they've got this joint with two, and it goes into the head there, bends about 90 degrees, another ball joint that goes right into the neck. And that's a good way to do it. That's a good way to do the neck joint. A lot of people are adopting this. Snail shell even change their neck joints to be like this. It allows swiveling, and you can also kind of extend the head upward because of that joint. So that's always nice, allowing for more room, of course. So let's see how the motion is once we have the face on. Yeah, there are two other face plates, but this is her default smiling one. And yeah, that's pretty good motion there. And you can get a little more motion by pulling up on the head. She can look down that far and look up that far. And of course her braids are posable. They kind of are. Are they supposed to be in front of her or behind her head? Because they're kind of just straight, right? I don't know how natural they're gonna look. Yeah, that's... The photos, they're mostly in front of her, but I suppose you could put them behind her as well. But yeah, they're not like, are they? They're not quite sculpted to be... They're just kind of straight. Anyways. Yeah. Sculpting, I'd say this figure looks pretty good. Joint tightness so far seems good. Not too bad. Plastic quality is looking pretty good too. Wow. Interesting. This part of her clothing is separately molded and is soft, the same kind of material as her skirt. I'm not going to attempt to remove it or anything on this stream. Okay, let's take a look at our articulation here. So we already looked at her neck. Her shoulder joints are also kind of like how Figma does it. There's a inserts into the torso with a ball joint, so you can kind of move it around like that. And of course, on the other end is kind of that universal joint where you can swivel it outward, and of course it can rotate 360 because of the ball joint. And then we've got a bicep swivel. Let me see if I can remove this. Not really. I think it's not meant to be removed. Double jointed elbows, so that's good. And of course, I'm assuming these are standard wrist joints, although there is very little room here. At least it appears that way. Although, even though it looks like there's not a lot of room, there's a decent amount of range of motion here, but it is it is it is cut at an angle here, so it allows more range of motion as long as you're going into that cut, that angled part of the wrist. Interesting. Because there are some figures where it's like the joint is completely exposed, which allows a wide range of motion, but of course it doesn't look as good. Here, they are trying to make it look more aesthetically pleasing, but it does limit the range of motion. Like she can't put her hand back too far. So that's an interesting choice. Waist. So she does have a ball joint here, of course. It is a dumbbell. It is a dumbbell, so it does allow for a bit more play. And of course you can tilt in all directions. Not too far though. There's not a whole lot of motion there. And then we've got the hips. The skirt is split there to allow more range of motion. Hips. Just looking at this, it does look kind of. Is on a ball joint. Of course, the skirt is really the thing that's hindering the range of motion here. So you can't do extreme poses with this. Of course, it works better going out to the side because of that split. So she can put her leg out pretty good. She can do the splits pretty good, but she just can't put her leg forward too good. And back also not too good there. I'm assuming there's going to be a thigh swivel there. It does come off. And we'll take a look at how big these pegs are later on. Double jointed knee, very good. And the ankles, pretty standard Figma style ankles. Goes back pretty good. That's a pretty good amount going back, and even going forward. That's pretty good, I'd say. And of course, it can tilt sideways, ankle tilts. Oh wow, what's going on with the knee? Okay, well, got caught. It feels like it got caught on something for a sec. Okay, interesting. There's it's like it catches on something. Oh, I think it's just this part. It catches on. It's catching on the top of the knee joint right here is catching on the cutout of the upper leg there. So it's like it gets stuck when you're trying to straighten it out again. So that's something you should watch out for. Might wear down the paint if you do that too much. All right, speaking of paint, she is painted. I think she's painted pretty well. She's got some good shading going on. Colors are nice, vibrant. Doesn't look sloppy to me. The spots on her outfit are very clean. Pretty clean on this red laces, I guess you call them. Apron has some nice shading on it, as does the skirt. There's some, gets a little darker at the edges, and there, yeah. Stockings look very stocking-like. They have that transparent look. Very nice, very bright red. Oh, look at that. She does have toe articulation as well. Wow, that's cool. And she does have these holes for the stand. I'm not a fan of like pegs as a stand. I don't think that's gonna be stable. Like you're really like that's not the best solution in my opinion. Because if you want to do a dynamic pose, that little peg's not going to be doing much. You really have to. They should have added an arm. Yeah, what is this? This is in G.I. Joe from the 80s. All right, let's take a look at some of these other accessories. Figures, yeah, I'm liking the figure. I think it turned out pretty well. There is plastic covering this. We're just gonna take that off. Take it off. There's a couple of them. All right. So we've got two more faceplates, and they're both sad. they're both sad looking. She's got crossed arms. She's got gripping hands. And then she's got more expressive hands. She's got one open hand and one pointing hand. Two beer mugs. Nice. Oh, her tail. We should put her tail in. Her cow tail. And that goes right. Oh, it goes right through her skirt, it looks like. Are you telling me if you're if you're a cowgirl, you have to have a little hole in your skirt? This is kind of hard to put in here. Bow is just okay. Let's see. Is it in? I can't tell. Maybe it's in. Okay. I can't even tell. I honestly I can't tell if this is in all the way. I'm assuming it's in all the way because it. Okay. If this is in, I'm just gonna say that's in. The tail's not posable. It is a sort of not super stiff plastic, but it's not soft either, you know. But it's definitely not like it's not rubber, so you can rotate it. And it is. There was like wait. It's just yeah. It's not on a ball joint. It's just tabbed into the hole in her skirt. So it just really swivels, and of course, because it's because this is a rubber piece, it's just there. I guess there's a little motion in there. Interesting solution. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think they should have added an actual joint somewhere for her tail instead of just plugging it into a hole in her skirt. But I guess maybe that's just the best they could do. How would I do it? Would you have the tail coming out of her underneath her skirt? Maybe not. Anyway, can she even hold the tray? No. Like, it would have been nice if there was like, I don't know, maybe a peg, maybe a tray that had a hand molded to it. Because, man, what? Yeah, it would have been nice if they had like two trays, one with a hand molded to it, so that you didn't have to like worry about balancing it if you wanted to pose it like she's holding it like that. But now she's just gotta balance it. It's gonna be annoying if you want to do a photo or a pose like that. Anyway, this is her broom. She's got her magic wand with little oh, it's like a cow head on the top. It's on theme. Okay. Oh, and this is held together with magnets. So you can put this in here. Man, would you use your rod as a broom? I wouldn't. But yeah, that's I guess that's an efficient way to do your accessories, because then you can have her be a civilian when you want her to be a civilian, and then you can have her be a magic user without having to get out another accessory. Okay, and there's also these sort of splash effects for the beer. So you can peg that in there any way you like. And you can, man, it would have been nice if there was like an insert that wasn't so splashy, because like maybe I just want to have a regular beer sitting on the table and not an empty mug. So these are your two choices. Splashing beer. Cheers, right? Like, interesting. All right, let's take a look at this stand. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they included like a special stand that fits her environment. But yeah, I am not a fan of like pegs on stands. I haven't seen a peg stand since I think Snail Shell did it with the Tapical Tea Girl years ago. Wow. And just, I mean, these kinds of shoes are just not conducive to using with pegs. You really want to, if you're going to do a peg, at least do it with feet that are like flat. No, no, no. not heels, where the peg is like going to be partially exposed, and that's going to make it less stable. That's even less stable because these shoes can't go all the way around the peg. Like, oh my gosh, what are they thinking here? This is crazy. This is just crazy. That's a crazy choice, honestly. It is tight. It is tight. It is tight. It's holding. It's holding, but yeah, the peg is partially exposed in the back there. And just over time, the longer you have that on the peg, the looser that is going to get. And that's just another reason I don't like pegs. It's just they're just gonna trying to avoid saying some weird things here, but it's just gonna stretch that hole out. And yeah, but I mean, it is pretty tight right now. She does stand, so it does do the job. I just think over time it's not gonna be. It's not something you should. It's not something I would want to display for a long period of time, just because it will loosen over time, right? That plastic is going to conform to that size. And I mean, you could always switch it to the other foot and keep switching it. So, I mean, that is a solution to like prolong the usage of that. But I'm just not a fan, personally, of those kinds of stands. But yeah, okay. Let's see how she looks with her other faces. Something we haven't done. Sadder or somewhat sad. Let's do this one. Yeah. Do I need to fix her eyes? They're fine. They are fine. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, we should try her arms. Oh, her arms. Yeah, we should be able to pull out her arms. I don't know. It was just very tough when I tried to do it earlier. All right. Yeah, I kind of like this one better. Oh, wait, her ears are articulated. I just found that out. They're on ball joints. That's cool. I like that. That's good. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Let's get her regular head back on face, or a regular face back on here. And we'll try out her crossed arm look. We gotta. Okay. Okay. Now this includes her little sleevey things, so maybe I was just pulling it from the wrong side. Okay, yeah, it's a lot easier. And those are separate. And the peg is a little notch there so it can snap. Okay, let's pull this one off too. That one was a lot easier. And then we just gotta position them properly. Because I'm assuming you gotta plug these in. Put these forward a little bit. Let's see here. Kind of at the same time. It is a little flexible there. And you've got to get it around her. Oh man, this is impossible. You can do it. Wait. Oh, dude. There we go. Okay, yeah, that would help. Push the shoulders down would help. That helps. Pushing the shoulders down helps. All right. That's, yeah. That's nice. It's not bad. It's not a bad look. I feel like they could have added a little more shading here, though, just to kind of sell that it's not one solid piece of plastic. It does, because it does kind of have that look. Solid piece of plastic, but overall, it's a good effect. So that's kind of neat. That's an option. All right. All right, let's take that off. Oof. Oof. There we go. There we go. How you like them apples? All right. There we go. Oh man, I should have separated these better. Which one is the right and which one is the left? I don't know. Apparently the ruffles go on the top. So I'm just gonna assume this is this side. There's no marking that I can see. There's no left or right marking. Are they the same mold? That's the other question. Could be. No, that looks different. Actually, they are the same. Because that's totally matching. Even the paint job is matching up. Okay, so they're the same. They are both the same. Don't matter. It does not matter which side you put it on. Nice. Arms snap in nicely. Oh, you know what we should do? While we got this, let's measure these pegs in case you are into those measurements. We are on and millimeters. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this, guys. All right. Here we go. All right. All right. There we go. It is about 2.83. Not. Am I doing it too hard? Okay. Yeah, 2.83 millimeters for these arm pegs. It is. And let's just see what this leg peg. See what the leg peg is like here. We'll do right there. So we don't 4.27-ish for that. And so the leg does go up and down, so that's good too. That adds for a little more range of motion there. All right. See how easy it is to change out these hands. Do I need to? All right. Not too bad. And wrist pegs. Let's see how big these wrist pegs are. Do right. Well, I'm not going to use the sharp part. About 1.69 for the wrist peg. And let's put on her gripping hands so she can hold some accessories. Yeah, they go on pretty easily. I like that. Let's take a look. Should also look at this hair too. So you could put it behind her as well for a slightly different look. You can't even put it off to the side. That looks weird though. You know, one thing I thought her head looked small in the photos, and I still think it is a little small. I think the head to body ratio could have been a little bit. I feel like her head could be a little bigger in relation to the size of her body. Maybe that's just me. All right, let's see. So you can have her holding her magic rod. She is a healer, apparently. So that's nice. That works. Got a cow. Let's see. And of course, she can hold the beer, or the mug, or the stein. What do you call it? It's a technical term. Boom, boom, boom. Not a super tight grip, but yeah. Very nice. Okay. Very nice. I like that. I like that. She does give very good, like, beer girl. I don't know, what's the. You know those German beer girls? So yeah, I like that. I like that look. German, the beer girl look. Then you can add these splashing effects for whatever reason. So doesn't want to go in. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Not bad. Yeah. Pretty good. Oh. Let's see. She's also got her open hand. And so yeah, here's my big issue. Like, if you wanted to have her holding this, very difficult to do. Let's see, but it can be done, obviously. But yeah, that would fall very easily. What else? She can hold this if you wanted to. It's like a little. She could hold that. If you wanted to do that. Maybe, oops. Arm fell off there. I mean, hand fell off. I don't think I put that on all the way. Okay. You could have her just holding the tray like that if you really wanted to. But yeah, overall, I think, yeah, I'm liking this more than I thought I would. I didn't have any expectations for this figure, but I also I wasn't like super excited about it either. But now that I have it, I think it's rather good. It's got a little, the sculpt quality is good. Paint looks good, nice and clean. Articulation is good. Of course, besides the hindrance of the skirt, I wonder if I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna break this figure. Wondering if there's another like ball joint under the skirt, though. Oh, yeah, there is like yeah, it does. There is another ball joint under there. But yeah, not a ton of range of motion because of the skirt. But that does allow for some of that. So she can kind of force her to bend over. You can't really bend her. So she can't like do a good sitting pose. This is more of a standing figure. Just because of the skirt. Might have been a good choice to include a skirt for her sitting poses, but can see how that would be maybe difficult to do. I'm wondering if I can remove this. I mean, it is a ball joint. Okay, I don't need to. Let's not do that. Not gonna do. Not gonna do it. I feel like these stockings look a little too tight, though. That's something I didn't really like about the when I first saw the photos. It's just like the difference between the thickness here and here is just so great, and this band here, I feel like that's not a good transition. Like, what's going on here? Like, how thick are her legs really? Because like I feel like it should be thick, tight, thick again, but it's thick, tight, even tighter. If that makes any sense. And it's like I feel like that's a weird choice to me. But yeah, I think it would have been a little better if it was like, I don't know, you had a better sense of the tightness of this band, but it seems like the whole stocking is tight. Anyway, yeah. What else? I think we've covered almost everything about this figure. Uh, hmm. But yeah, I actually like it more than I thought I would. Why don't we, oh, let's do a height comparison. We have SH Figure Arts Chun-Li. She is way taller than Chun-Li. Now she does have high heels on, so why don't we, let's go heel to heel. Okay, heel to heel. Yeah, she's a little taller. Let's take a look at this snail shell. This is the Rena Bunny Girl. Also just came out recently. She's also got high heels on, so this might be more one-to-one. Yeah, she's also taller than Rena. Now, she could just be a very tall character. I don't have any of the other Lado toys, so I don't know how tall they are, if they're the same height as Daisy here or not. So, yeah, make that of it what you will, okay? What else? What other figures should I compare? What do we got here? Who's a tall figure? Who's a different brand? We got Marvel Legends. Let's get a Marvel Legend in here. This guy's dusty. So dusty. Here we go. Look at this. Okay. All right. Wow. She's even taller than her. I guess they're about the same height, heel to heel. So that's interesting. Interesting. 12, alright. 12 in, 12, 112 scale. What about this Marvel Legends Spider-Gwen? Also taller, heel to heel. Alright. So yeah, overall, pretty good. I think if you bought this figure, if you pre-ordered her, it's a pretty good figure. And I think at around $50 retail, that's a good price to me. If it were a Figma, it'd be like way more than that, right? I think Figmas would run you a little more for the same amount of quality, same amount of stuff. Um, I would say the only negatives for me, they're more like nitpicks. I just don't like stands with foot pegs. And I think they could have had another tray with a molded hand attached to it permanently, so you can easily display her holding this like that, you know. I think that would have been nice. Oops. Or even if they had like a peg on the bottom. No, I would rather have them have two trays, one with the hand, one without a hand. And I would also have liked to see just a regular Stein with just non-splashy beer in it. Like you can't display this on a table, right? But so if you do want to display it like on a table, you'd be left with this, with like an empty beer stein. So it would have been nice to have like just a normal insert. I understand it would have been hard to get it out, but maybe you just have one that you just don't you don't need to get it out, and then you have another one that you can have it splash in if you wanted to. I don't know. I don't know. Or there could have even been like a hole on the bottom that allows you to push it out with like your rod. You know, I don't know. There's solutions. They could have figured it out. I do like the folded arm option. It looks pretty good. Pretty good, if a little plasticky. I do think they could have added some paint, some shading here to make it look more convincing, because right now it actually does look like just a solid piece of plastic instead of two arms. I mean, is there? Actually, I don't know if there's shading on her skin tones. Actually, I don't think there is. I don't know, but there's just something, I don't know. Anyway, see how she looks with her pointing. Why does she have a pointing hand? Well, I guess it doesn't hurt to have a pointing hand. If you're a waitress, do you point a lot? She'd be like, I'm watching you. But yeah, I do like beer. I do like beer. So it is kind of cool to have a anime beer girl. She does have a very, what is that brand with the girl, with the beer girl? Saint, no. St. Pauli's? I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, it does give those vibes, right? Those German beer girl vibes. That's what they're going for here. So I think if I were to display her, I'd be having her. I'd be displaying her with both beers in both hands. Yeah. That's how I do it. That's how I display her. But yeah. Pretty cool. I'm impressed. I wasn't sure what to expect from this figure. This is the first figure I bought from this company, and I'm liking it. Now, am I going to get the other figures? Probably not, unless they do make more human figures. But yeah, I'm just not into the anthropomorphized animals. But if you are, this is a pretty good company. From what I can tell from this figure. Like, I don't know how the other figures are, so take that with a grain of salt. I do like all the little things they've included though, like this backdrop, this sort of pixel art backdrop, and this sort of pixel art character card. I love that kind of stuff. So props to them for including stuff like that. Like, I was not expecting that much from this, and I think they have exceeded my expectations. So yeah. Overall, I'm happy. Overall, I'm happy with this figure. I think it's good. I like it. I like it, and I like these mugs. I think these are going to be useful. They're useful props to have. and beer. Let's see. Should we? I guess we could take a look. One thing I didn't measure is her neck joint. I wonder if you can transplant this onto her head onto a Figma or vice versa. I don't know what the Figma neck joints are sized at, but we're gonna measure the ball joint here. All right, so we're gonna just take this part and we should turn that on. Dang it. Okay, hold on. Gotta zero this out. Zeroed it out. Okay. All right, now let's see how big this ball joint is. Make sure it's right in the middle there. And it's about 3.43 millimeters. 3.43. You know what? Let's take a look at this snail shell joint because they have similar neck joints. And let's just see. Let's just see how big this one is compared to that one. If I can get this off. Okay. Well, let's hope it's the same size on both ends because it's easier to get this side off than it is that side. And this joint is bigger at 4.03. So yeah, I don't think they would fit. I don't think you can transplant these heads easily without some modification. I could get a Figma. Let's see how, I don't know how big a Figma joint is, but we can take a look at that. Let's get Rena's head back on. All right. This outfit just does not look too great. But anyway, let's see. Let's get a Figma. A Figma, any old Figma should do. Right. This is the closest Figma I have. The Sophia F. Shuring. Anybody going to get the re-release of this or the updated version of this? I was thinking about it, but then I was like, what? Is it really that different? Like her face, I think they updated her face, right? But I mean, it wasn't like a huge, I don't know, I didn't see a huge difference. So I'm like, I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should buy the updated version. Okay. Let me see this. Okay, that's okay. Figmas have a peg on one side. Did I not know that? Okay, let's see the ball joint side of the Figma joint. Who knows? I don't know. Can I get it out? I don't even know if I can get it out. I don't know, but it looks bigger. Is this the same joint they use on their shoulders? I do not know. Okay, I can't get that out. I cannot get it out. Gosh. That's not the right one. But man, this really is a fantastic Figma though. Like, neck joint at the base of the neck. Don't see that very often on a Figma. Gosh. Skin tone is a little yellowish here. Wait, or is that just the camera? Maybe that's just the camera. No, she's kind of more yellowish. That looks, it looks bad on camera, but in person she looks great. Okay, maybe my figure's yellowing. I don't know. Who knows? Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you can transplant a head onto this body or vice versa. That's not a mystery we'll figure out today, unfortunately. Sorry if you were wondering that. Alright, I'm gonna plug that back in. Gonna get her face back on. And we'll wrap this up. I think, bro. Why can I not get it on there? What's happening? What is happening? Okay, there we go. Wow. Okay, yeah, her eyes are way looser. Or did her eyes are looser than a snail shell. Like I can move it with my hands without using the tool. I can move them around. I don't think snail shell eyes are that loose. So that's something you gotta watch out for if you get this figure. Let's get her eyes. Yeah. Wow, that's super loose. That's not super loose, like but I mean, it is loose enough that if you knock it, I'm sure you can move the eye. Anyway. Alright. Alrighty. Get that face back on. Boom. 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 Sweet. Okay, so yeah, you can have the hair back here. Hello there. Or you're supposed to put it, I think they want you to put the hair in the front, but you could put it behind her as well. And they are, I think it does look better in front. Just kind of, I think it just makes her design look more appealing, or I don't know, just adds to the look, the overall design of the character. I think when you have her hair there, I feel like she looks a little more plain when they're behind her. Maybe that's just me. I think her head starts looking a lot smaller too. Like you can tell her head is kind of smaller when the hair is behind her shoulders like that. I don't know. But yeah. Not bad. Not bad. I like it. I like it. Alright. Yeah, see? See, they should have had a hand attached to the tray. Just like that. That way we can do that pose without having to balance this thing on her hand. So yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. But yeah, I'm really digging this. Does anybody else have any of the other Lotto toys figures? I can't remember what animals they were. They're like wolf. Was it like a wolf or was it like a dog or something? And did they come with these kind of cards, with these pixel art cards? Because I think that's cool. I like that inclusion. Not that I'm going to buy those figures because of that. But I do think that's cool. All right. I think we covered everything here. Everything we can cover on YouTube, at least. Yeah, there's let's see. Drop down legs. Yeah, legs can drop down. What? Wait. Is there... are they saying this hand can hold this tray? Is there... No, no, what? There's no magnet. There ain't no magnet in here, right? Don't be... That's... No. Ain't no way. This is a thin piece of plastic, yo. Yeah, there's nothing... You can't hold the prop. What are they talking about, man? What are they talking about? Something... Can't hold this prop like that. Giving them... No way. Nope. Nope. I mean... Why do they even show that? How to hold props. No, that's just balancing the prop on the hand, right? Yeah, this is plastic. There's no magnet, there's no metal. It's not even thick enough to have a magnet in it. But that would have been a good solution. Put a magnet in it. Put a magnet in the hand. Boom. That would have been a good solution. They got magnets in the broom. But of course the broom is big enough to have magnets in it. So what would be the solution? I guess you could have made the tray, just make the tray metal, like an iron-based metal, and have a magnet in the hand. But I guess I don't know, that would have been hard too, because this hand is so thin too. I think a peg or a permanently attached hand would have been probably the most feasible choice. Anyway, yeah. All right. I think we covered everything. All right. So, I don't know. Did you guys order this? Did you guys pre-order it? Do you guys like this kind of figure? I'll check something real fast here. Is it? Yeah. No. Okay. Just want to make sure. Just checking. There's no. So if that, let me see. So this part is rubber, like a rubbery material. Wondering, like, okay, yeah, okay, there's the seam. Yeah, so it's just that part. It is just that. It's an interesting... They didn't need to do that. I mean, didn't need to be rubber. But, okay, but I guess, I don't know. Does that add to it? It doesn't really, because it's not like you can... It's not removable, guys, okay? It's not removable. At least, I don't think it is. I haven't really... To be honest, I haven't really done extensive testing on it, but I mean, I literally just opened this. Okay. Anyway, if it does come off, I'm not gonna do it here. This is YouTube. Even though this is like an action figure. You never know. You never know what they're gonna do about things like that. Yeah, I feel like this tail could have been attached a little better. It just plugs into the skirt, into that tiny hole, and a tiny little there's a tiny little notched tab there. It just snaps in. It does the job though. What can I say? It does the job. I'm just gonna put that right there though. But yeah, I think overall it is a good figure. And if you ordered it or want to get it, I think it's not a bad choice. It's not a bad choice. If you like the look of the figure, I think you'll be happy with it. I think because I'm happy with it. I didn't even know if I wanted it. I kind of wanted it, but wasn't sure if I really wanted it. But I think now that I have it, it's actually a pretty good figure. I feel like interesting. I'm just noticing that this is kind of like a softer plastic, which is not bad. I mean, Snail Shell does use softer plastics too on some of their limbs, but yeah, that's soft. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Works. I was just noticing the little gappies here, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There was, yeah, just that little issue. There's like this. I think this joint could have been smoother here, though. There's like a notch on her knee. You can see that right there. So when you pull the leg back, it could get caught. Could get caught right there on her leg. It's not doing it for this leg, so that's cool. But it was doing it for this side. If you pull her leg back like that and then try to come back, it gets stuck there. It gets caught right there. So you gotta watch out for that. If you do get this figure, you gotta kind of push that knee in underneath there. Boom. All right. Other than that, engineering seems pretty solid besides the tail thing. But yeah, posability is good for what you have here for her outfit. Obviously, her skirt is a limiting factor. You can pull her legs down, but it doesn't really do much. You got a little more range of motion for that. But yeah, overall, that's a solid figure. There really isn't any anything huge that's wrong with it. Um, so yeah, I, I, I really didn't expect it to be this good. I thought there'd be something, I don't know. There was something about the photos that I thought looked a little wonky. But now that I have the actual figure, I think they pulled it off. I think it actually looks better in person than it does in those photos, those official photos, man. Like, yeah, I'm surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised at how good it came out. But yeah. All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up here. So if you liked it, like this, uh, like, subscribe. I know I haven't been making any videos lately, and but yeah, I am not gonna make any promises. Life is busy right now. Just know that I'm always thinking about making more videos. I still collect. I still like collecting these kind of figures. I still like collecting action figures in general. And I still want to make more review videos. I just need to find the time to do it, and it's kind of hard right now. But um, but I am always thinking about it. It's there in the back of my mind. So I'm not gonna make any promises because I've said things before that just didn't happen. But anyways, thank you for joining. And hopefully I will see you the next time I get a figure. I'll try to do these. I'll try to do these when I get a new figure. I know I haven't been doing it. I've got a lot of figures since the last time I did one of these unboxings. Um, but I will try to do it each time I get a figure, at least. And and I will try my hardest to actually do a review video, a proper review video. I have been, again, I'm not going to make any promises, but I have been writing. I have started writing some reviews. There's a lot of reviews I've started writing, but yeah, they have not been finished. So, and then it's like, it's like as when a certain amount of time passes, it's like, are people even interested in this figure anymore? Because it's like there's some reviews that I started, and the figure like came out like last year or something. So it's like, oh man, I'm like beating myself up over that kind of stuff. But anyway, uh, yeah, I'll try to at least do these kind of unboxings because they're kind of easier, right? You know, I don't have to write, I don't have to like sit down and edit them. So these are a little easier to do with the time that I have. All right, but thank you for joining. Uh, Subscribe if you like this kind of stuff, if you like these kind of action figures, and hopefully I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. All right, peace out.